Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time with Terra Invicta in our resistance run continued. Finding out that apparently, even though we've lost the non-aggression pact with Exodus, that if we can just basically ask Exodus every council cycle, hey, can you give us 1,000 volatiles for like 1,000 cash? Which, okay, we can't do that forever because we're not making enough cash, but we can do that quite a bit. And they're just going like, yeah, sure, here, have the volatiles. So that's letting us build a lot more ships. Which is making me think I should queue more ships up. Get the Mercury shipyards running hard. So we got a couple of those coming out. Let's make a modification on the Coil class. Upgrade on you and add a flag bridge for one of these. This is not the hybrid, this is the flag. Basically the same thing as the Animatine one, old one, but with the flag bridge. So we'll get one flag bridge going. I might not wait to send the first 10 out for a test flight, but as long as we've got the volatile coming in, we do want to keep the shipyards going. Obviously those will be delayed until we get the volatiles, but at the current rate, that's going to be like 3 counselor actions, so that's not a super long amount of time. So to get back into India, we're going to have to do a bunch of public campaigning, which I'm not super interested in doing right now. Go back to Pakistan, but again, not that worried about it, actually. Improving the environment there. Yeah, let's get you off to the aliens. I'm xenoforming. And then you can go after a base, if there's still a base. There's a couple of bases that we can go after. And you're luring unrest in Mexico, which we need. Yeah, at some point I need to get some more council actions so that we can actually get these guys out of the Federation with the aliens. A little bit more of a priority for the Mexico, because then we can put it in the Federation with, you know, United States. At some point I need to do something about Taiwan. Kind of hoping that it'll end up all servants or all protectorate. So I don't have to come after the academy. And then that means I can bring America and the US into a friendship hug instead of having to be rivals. Alien megafauna, go to you through Wanna. Okay, so good luck saving the world. Voice line's not playing for whatever reason, but no problem. Do 1,000 for whatever look of us, which is a fair trade from their perspective. Repeat and continue. Inertial confinement, fusion reactor, 6. So I'm gonna have to go find it, but that's immediately what we're gonna do instead of the reactor farm. This is 100,000, so it is pretty intense. Although at this point we're getting a 99% efficiency power plant. The next one's 99.9. So yeah, lots of power, and allow us to run some of the best drives in the game. At which point it will just literally come down to how quickly can I build ships to fight off the aliens. What does the efficiency rating signify? So, it's a combination of, I think it's just the heat waste, right? So if you have to provide a certain number of gigawatts to something, it's how much has to go to heat. So the higher the efficiency, the less goes to heat, and thus the less you need for radiators and such. Which, on some of the bigger, more powerful engines, are actually is the main weight source. Okay, they've arrived at the ISS. Begin resupply. We're gonna have them interdict the incoming assault carriers. Yeah, which is one of the reasons why inertial confinement 7 is so much better than inertial confinement 6. Is you can get away with literally 1/10 the radiators on it. Because it's 99.9 instead of 99. And that 0.9 at the end makes a big difference. I never got around to federating Belarus into Russia. I think that's not a hostile claim, so I think I could have actually put them into Russia proper if I was paying enough attention. I was quick enough with it. I might still technically be able to do that. Yeah, just going into the purge and yeah, they won't like it, but they already don't like us. They just don't hate us. Yeah, overheating will kill ships very quickly. Obviously, if you use the radiator, then you overheat really quickly. And having a bigger radiator makes it easy to get hit. So you can get in a catch-22 of you don't want a big radiator, but... Well, and if you have a lot of heat generation, then you run into a problem, you have to constantly have the radiator out. Keep the ship cool. And we can see territory is slowly getting fed back into the administration. Because we haven't been keeping the abductions down enough. You've completed a transfer. Okay, so... With that, the Mars fleet has arrived at Earth orbit. We do have the old Salt Hab fleet, but and Mars, but that's really not a real fleet for combat purposes. Now this fleet we want to do a intercept with. I'm gonna go intercept Victor 879. Because they're coming to Earth with assault carriers. Yeah, that's a big fleet, but that's no assault carriers in there. Oh, actually, let's go to the one we went to intercept. Select flight profile, the Victor 879. Probably should shrink the fuel tank down, but we'll run the higher fuel tank, it'll be fine. So we got two options. 26.45 weeks or 0.72 hours. This is based on arrival date, which apparently oh, so this is... We wait a little bit, we basically only fly for an hour, because they'll basically be here. Or we can fly for a really long period of time. I don't know why the math here is confusing me. It's basically the same either way. So this is the... we hit them earlier. Apparently, either way, we're actually hitting them September. Well, the 9th of September, so they'll actually get here first. So we should just wait until they get here. We'll just have to remember they get here in 26 weeks. So we'll just leave the fleet here for 26 weeks. It'll be fine. They're coming to us. And once again, we continue. We ask all your volatiles for 1,000 of our money. We can continue. Oh, alien fleet's launching for stuff. I want these to deal with the assault ships, so we're just gonna let them wreck our stuff. Yeah, this is costing us science and like non-trivial amounts of science, but oh, we're gonna get a nice combo here. So it looks like Humanity First is doing a purge on the point that we're doing a crackdown. Or no, they're doing a crackdown on the one we're doing the purge. So they're gonna make it easier for us, and they did make it easier for us. So they didn't turn around and take the point. There we go. Back in Belarus. If I remember, we can... Are you actually more democratic than... You are more democratic than Russia. Although, you're still your unification targeting, still. Okay, so we can unify Belarus into Russia, so we don't have to keep worrying about it losing it. Okay, so let's have you do set national policy in Russia. So you can do that unification. So the alien administration is getting large enough, we're going to just want to do Greece and rest in it again. Yeah, no mining ones yet. Although, at this point, we're probably getting more volatiles from trading than with the other nations than mining. Hello. All your volatiles that will give me $4,000. Unification, Belarusia into Russia. So, construction rise, all the slipways at Mercury are running. That's good to see. 95 days and... yeah, 95 days and we'll have the laser ones done. And then we'll maybe send those out while the next group builds up. Gonna try to run 10 ship groups. I might regret that. We'll see how they actually perform. Oh, the other thing I should do is we do still have... these guys. So we've upgraded the Marine Assault units. So we should probably, you know, upgrade the Marine Assault units on the one ship that we actually got them on at the moment. Should be a valid upgrade if I do it right. Oh, because we overwrote the flag bridge. That would do it. There we go. So that's a valid refit. So we'll save that. Design. And then we can go refit the docked ships at Mars. So they've got more assault capacity. They'll be done upgrading in 14 days, it looks like. Oops. I think it was the Was the initiative? Start going say hi to the initiative. They might be able to give us more volatiles. Okay, so there's no alien structures outside of the alien administration. And we know because we've got spies in servants. So in the meantime, let's do the set national policy there. And over here. So we can get these guys out of the Federation with the aliens. And I suppose you can start generating unrest in the aliens. Oh, another mine. Granted, it's only a 1% mine. It's basically not a mining org. And a space somewhere, I think. There we go. We'd like better than 1%. We'll take 1% why it's being offered. It's no business of ours. However, we're doing business. Give us less volatiles than Exodus does, but... And they want more for it. They still want 1,000 for the 50 or 500. We're still desperate enough, we'll do that. Environmental degradation. Just to do it the best or pay a lot. Oof. There goes most of my money. Oh, am I not allowed to leave this federation? Oh, I don't have a consolidated control here. Okay, we'll pass 71 days. Brain Nova. I think we're just gonna hit. Well, we'll hit save favorite so it goes to the top. But I think we're gonna pass on that for the moment. Okay, those are back operational. Now with the better assault group, we can go take some stuff off of the servants if we want down on Mars. We're gonna hold off for the moment so we can get a fleet back to Mars. Okay, we can have you leave the Federation. We got some bases to attack. Coming for the aristocracy point in Afghanistan. panic in Mongolia. We won't take the democracy. Well, we'll take the democracy penalty there because it's not a place I care too much about. Okay, we're not quite at 10 yet. Yeah, because we're still producing almost 200-something million tons of carbon dioxide, for example. But we're almost at the correct sustainability to not care about environment anymore. Almost there. To be fair, I'm not sure we can actually hit 10 properly until we have climate change mitigation here. And that won't be until next year. We are significantly reducing the environmental damage we're doing with the United States, which is good to see. Working on getting that knowledge up. The United States is looking good, although we're still struggling a little bit with the not getting the GDP per se go up. I think I will do a little bit of direct investment of influence here just to raise the funding. To make up for the fact that we're so low on money. That'll increase our inflow rate. So we got one assaulting in India, we'll send the other one to assault in Ethiopia. Yeah, let's investigate that person in case he is, in fact, the alien. Because if we can kill... We're in a good position to potentially kill an alien if they're in our territory. How's the ship construction going? 71 days. Hopefully I can get a batch of these into combat to test them out. I hope they're going to be the solution to all my ships dropping dead. They've got significantly better armor than the last generation of ships. It's just taking so long to build them. Okay, so you don't need that person anymore. So, granted, that's costing us some ops income per turn, but a little bit tempting to pick up the U.S. Special Forces here for the increase in rest assault alien asset. Granted, you have the assault alien asset, so it'd just be... No, you have both of those, so you don't need either of those. You don't need either of those. That's not the case for everyone like you'd like it. Although it's a government organ or criminal, so not an option. Rolling forward. Do want to see these Titans in combat. So let's see if we can get enough time to pass them, at least get them into one fight. Okay, so I like these guys are willing to try this a little bit more. Although that might mean they're also going to ask for more money. Yeah, they're going to ask for more money. Maybe trade you something that is money. What about water? Straight trade water for volatiles? In fact, a little bit in our favor, arguably. Maybe try to do the same here. We got a lot of water on hand right now. Oops. Here we go. I'll give you like 1,000 water and call it good. Yeah. And that is an alien, so track him down. Get us good information on him, and then we may inform him that he doesn't have enough security. Alien facility detected, region de Janeiro, in Brazil. So is this them spreading? No, it's just still in Brazil proper. So this is the alien fleet coming to low Mars orbit. They're gonna bombard one of our bases. Take me there? How big is this fleet? 1.7. How much armor do these guys have? 80 frontal. Do have coil gun batteries, so they might be able to do this. Let's try to intercept with these guys. Worst case scenario, we lose 7-3-2. And then I'll have to replace them. Next time I want to use them. Engage. We are going to start this battle. These guys are rocking a coil cannon with a couple coil batteries. So these are just Mark II, no exotics on them. They might have a little bit of problem with flankers, is what I'm suspecting is going to go on. Although I think we probably have enough coil gun rounds to punch through the PD, so we should probably blow the big ships up, and the little ones we might have to disengage from. Rental armor should hold. If they get around the side, we're gonna have problems. Tough lineup. Yeah, this is not a good lineup for us. These are actually really meant to do ground bombardment, not fight enemy fleets. You can see the railgun rounds maybe gonna get through. We took engine hits on one of them. Yeah, so it's coming around the side that's gonna be the issue. Enough rounds to get through here. Now, probably should have run siege coils on the front, not tube cannon on these ships, but again, these are mainly for doing marine stuff. And yeah, I was hoping we'd have enough to get through the PD, but we don't. Although the armor is holding up pretty well. So just the Titans will do better, because the Titans have more frontal, they have some side armor, they have more PD, they have bigger guns. So, and siege coil guns, right? So they have the Titan size siege coil. Weapons close to the line battleship. You need siege coilers and arc reaver. Yeah. So I was hoping the 3 batteries on these would give them enough to penetrate, and they probably would if they were much more massed. Okay, I'm gonna risk going, just trying to book it. Apparently, well, probably you. You've lost engines, haven't you? Yeah, okay. So you make a run for it. Yeah, you can probably make a run for it. Yeah, we can see what the batteries are doing decent work on the flanker here. We just weren't able to penetrate the line ships. Nope, that one went up. Imagine not pleasant for the crew to top ship. Everything's shot out. Yeah, the engines being gone there were not a good sign. I think the enemy is gaining on us. Although maybe not by much. Okay, let's try one last set of burns here, trying to escape. Yeah, it has to get over 200 kilometers, which we're probably don't have enough Delta V here to outrun them that badly. Yeah, it makes them waste some of their own. Annoy the aliens, yeah. Yeah, they're starting to catch up again. We don't have enough Delta to even get back to the space station at this point, so we might as well turn the guns around in preparation for them to catch up on us. Yeah, there isn't enough frontal armor to protect these things. Well, this one from the laser tickling before the coil cannon's too close. Well, we gotta get the coil cannon too close before the lasers stop tickling. What's going on here? You don't need Delta V to turn around in place. I just didn't feel like burning every last Delta V, because there's no point in escaping if I don't actually escape. So I need like the 1 Delta V to actually get back to the shipyard. Oh yeah, if I get better fusion drives, they'll be better than this. This is the old Orion drive ship, so H Orion drive. So you might need Delta V in the beta. I don't think you need it in the current live patch. And then there's turn as in rotate the ship, and I think there's turn instead of like swerve like a car. At least on the current patch, I don't think you need Delta V to actually rotate the ship. Oh, well, maybe I'm just wrong then. So in there, we did destroy 1 ship, so we got 1 for 2. So it's not a complete waste of the ship there. And of course, they just go back to orbital bombardment. Oh, and apparently that's a place where I just had an orbital point defense. A little point defense. Actually, that might have been ones that I took from the servants. So if it is, it's not going to be too bad that they blow it up. I think they've hit the mine already if it's not completely destroyed. Yeah, it's not completely destroyed. And yeah, they've hit the mine. We are still, in theory, returning fire. We do have a battle station firing up at them. continue going after the alien bases. One other thing I could do is I do see the unrest getting high here in India. We might just do a revolt quickly to get India back. You're shocked that the servants in our game are not running 30% spoils. I think they are in places, they're just not doing it in India. Like, there's a pretty spoil there. I think the servants may have swapped over to try and defeat the alien administration at this point. Plus, a lot of the places that I've previously owned have a lot of funding. So they're somewhat profitable just to hold. Okay, let's try to get to getting the Titans deployed. Yes, keep selling us those volatiles. We got water for your volatile. Wave of Fear, okay. Okay, so that's a fairly large alien fleet. Not too worried about that one. I think the one we're waiting for is getting pretty close, though. Oh, not that one. Oh, apparently that one got to scuff up with something. Here we go, those are the assault ships we want to engage. Arriving in September. Enemies are planning. So against that alien, what's the probability that we can make it very dead? %. Granted, we can crank that up to like 64%. We'll hold off for a bit for the moment, and we'll just go probably try to take India back. I think India is gonna revolt if I play my cards right here. Okay, so you're contacting Exodus. Do you want to send you contacting... Yeah, we'll try to keep contact up with the initiative as well. .3% mining. So one of our places has got a... One of our guys has got a 1. Oh, and you just have an open spot, so I can just grab it and put them here. Yeah, let's just do that. Or mine. Except for the fact we lost a mine over at Mars. I didn't actually hear... Did the base get blown up? That's a question. Yeah, if the aliens have bases on Earth, they can respawn them at the base instead of at the base out in space. It doesn't mean it does nothing. It does remove a bunch of their abductions. And if you get rid of enough abductions, then they can't rebuild the bases. So there's a little bit of trade-off there. I'm gonna go to my tabs. And then I was caring about the Mars one. Well, the Mars one's here is probably pretty damaged if it survived. Oops. That one. And it did survive. Rebuild the mine, obviously. Power plant to power the mine. And I suppose might rebuild the tiny little defense array. I don't need the space science back. Oh, we want the admin complex back. If we don't have enough power, if we don't replace one of the power plants. There we go, so we'll have enough power when that finishes. Anyway, that's enough repairs. I don't need this to be super functional, we just want the working mine and the admin tower and a couple other things. Okay. You want to give us more volatiles. Oh, no. They're wanting a little bit more water. Okay. Not sure I want to give you that much water. What about money? Yeah, we can give you that money. Here we go. Almost got India revolting. Okay, I think India is gonna revolt. Yeah. Could have any moment now. Revolution! So, India is not looking super happy with the GGPC. And it's more authoritarian, but it's now member of the resistance. Working on welfare to bring the inequality down, to try to stabilize the country. Unity, I'm a little bit tempted to run oppression, but I think we're gonna hold off on oppression. And now we're gonna turn around all those guys that were doing cause unrest and have them stabilize India instead. I'm gonna have to go stabilize China instead. China's more important to keep stable. And China's been getting out of hand. Chinese popular opinion too. That can help with cohesion, yeah. Gonna be more worried about getting the... I'm actually worried about revolution more than the cohesion problem. The cohesion's not great, but I need to get insurrection down, and then we can work on the public opinion a little bit. In fact, you're almost a totalitarian, so we can probably run some unity. Oh, that'll help get the public opinion back the right way. So we're running unity in India. Okay, we've maxed out for the moment the sustainability in America until we get climate change mitigation. At 99 or 9.99. So it's as low as I can go without getting the last one. And then we'll take it all the way to 10. And then America might just turn around once education hits 12 and just send economy to the moon. The United States has actually been the major that I've been running the entire game. China's been the second one, which is why I want to try to keep it stabler than India. Okay, keep selling us your volatiles. Yeah, probably money is the best way to do this. Because I'm definitely willing to trade money for money at a bad exchange rate to volatiles, but I'm not necessarily willing to do the same with water. There we go. So, joining Romeo 715. So that's the 10 Titans complete for that combat group. Got 2 BD, got the coil flag, 3 lasers. Let's grab another laser. So 4 lasers. Start working on oil class ships. 8 for the next 10. And then we'll send 715 to Earth. And it can arrive in just under 4 weeks. We're not going to burn it that hard. We're going to give it a much slower burn over there. Might want to be a little quicker than 30 weeks. What's a 20-week burn? So for like 50% more fuel, we get 20 weeks instead of 30. Yeah, we're gonna go like 20 instead of 30. This isn't too bad. And that's versus like 4 if we burn the entire fuel tank, which don't necessarily want to burn that many volatiles. These are running the Poseidon Torch, so they can burn through the exotics a little bit fast if I'm not careful. Mining base and the settlement core, so there goes that base. Or another location. Okay, so that's not good. So for YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.